Good morning, everybody. It is 6:58, an ungodly hour to be out of bed by my standards. But for some reason, Little Major is in the habit of barking at 4:30 in the morning to go outside. And I have given up trying to go back to sleep. I'm taking advantage of it, actually. I think it's a good thing. The early bird gets the worm, as they say. Also, they say, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So I could use the healthy and the wealthy part. And also, well, yesterday I was saying it was really nice with the fog and everything, and so I thought, let me get out and do a sunrise video. So we're gonna go up to, let me just turn around here. We're gonna go up to Oak Hill and stare out at the sunrise, and then once it's up, we'll do our traditional morning drive around the battlefield. We're on the Mummersburg Road. And as you can see, people are coming into town to go to work or whatever. Morning, Michael. Good morning, Rich. How about, let's see, so far there's only 7 people in here, but why don't we get some 7 likes for getting up at the ass crack of pre-dawn and getting out here to show you the beauty and the splendor of a Gettysburg sunrise with atmosphere low on the ground. Morning, Charles. How are you? Now, it is not a cloudy, rainy day. It looks like it. This is just the morning fog. And it'll burn off once the sun comes up. So let's get to a nice vantage point so that we can... the road is closed. Damnation. You try to do something nice and they close the road on you. Well, that's it. I'm not going to Gettysburg until all roads are always open. All right, where can we go now to see it? Now I'm going to lose... it's coming up in 7 minutes. So I don't know. Let me turn around as soon as I can. Sorry, folks. I hope you don't mind. I'm turning around in your driveway. All right. Morning, Zach. Morning, Donald. We were up early for a 6:30 meeting at work just to find out the meeting was for tomorrow morning. Thankfully, we were able to get everything taken care of today. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's see. Let me see. Maybe I'll go... Let's go here. On Doubleday Avenue. Oh my God, you can't even park here. What's going on? Oh my God, and there's college kids doing push-ups? What's that all about? Well, I guess I can't go there because I'm going to run... Oh, it's Army guys. All right. I guess if you're going to do push-ups, you might as well do them on a battlefield. Okay. Well, this is the best laid plans of mice and men, right, folks? Right? I said, am I right? All right, so let's see. Oh, look at that. Here, let me just Let me just grab this real quick. Just to give you a nice... Look at that. Look at that. I had to take a picture of that. We're looking out in the direction of the Adams County Historical Society beyond the Battlefield Museum, which you can't see because of the fog. All right, now let me see if I can get to a better vantage point instead of just wasting my time here. Morning, Francis. Morning, Kevin. Good morning, Karen. Go ahead. Are you going? What are you doing? All right. There's surprisingly a lot of activity at this ungodly hour. I mean, do people actually do things before 8 o'clock in the morning? This is amazing. There's like a whole world in operation. All right, we're gonna miss the sunrise. We're gonna miss it. It's like, I don't even know what's going on here. I can't see. I'm blinded by these lights, but it looks like 2 trucks. And okay, good. They're getting out of my way. Gotta go around this guy. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Random Frog says, happy early Thursday to all watching while I get ready for work. Hey, Matt. Hey, how are you? Francis is up at 5:30 every morning. Yeah, I've been getting up that, well, I'd be lucky to sleep till 5:30 now, because my dog starts barking at 4:30 to go out. Anybody have a trick? I tried putting a blanket over her crate, but she ended up just pulling it into the crate and eating it, so that's not good. I'm at a loss for things to do to get her to stay sleeping. Steve B says, hey Maddie, blanket over the crate worked for me. Yeah, I'll have to try it again. Maybe use a different blanket that has maybe a fabric that's not so easy to pull in. She's an eater. She'll chew on anything. I assume that eventually that'll stop. Just look at this. Let me just show you. God. It's just pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. Look at this. People getting up and walking. They're exercising this early. What? Is that really what happens in the world? Holy shit. It's a whole new world. A whole new... All right, I won't do that this morning. All right, so let's see here. Maybe we'll just have to go down on the... See, I was gonna go over by the Peace Light, because that's a good vantage point for a sunrise. But no, we can't go in there. That's cool. See, we're above the fog. See the little blanket of fog down there? We're just gonna go down on Howard Avenue, and we'll catch it from there. And whatever we see, we see. I've never tried it from there. I've never seen it from there, so I can't anticipate if it's going to be a good vantage point. But I tried. And next time I do it, I'll be able to get a better vantage point. They're not going to have the road closed forever. So, you know. We are now under the blanket of fog. And we can't. Everything I try to do for you guys today is thwarted. We can't park here now. It's been this way for a few days, but I don't know why. They've roped off the sides of the road, so you can't pull off. I don't understand. All right, so BKW says, starting to what? You know what? We're just gonna forget the sunrise, folks. I'll try it another morning. Too many things getting in the way, and by the time I find a good vantage point, it'll be up. But we'll stop at the Virginia Memorial. How about that? And even though the sun will be visible by that point, it'll still be nice to look at. BKW says, started to watch AG back catalog and saw the Benner's Hill episode. You talked about a lot of cannonballs are no longer by the cannons in the park. Oh, why were they removed? Because I think it was if I recall, we didn't say that in the episode. I thought that we did. I think it was either a vandalism thing, or people just kept stealing them or vandalizing them, or it might have been a maintenance thing too, or because you had to paint them and keep up on them. But I'm leaning towards vandalism and theft and all that stuff. Fog and sunrise lovely, says Miss Lisa. Yes, it is. Zach says, looks so beautiful. It is beautiful. You should be in it. You should see it. It's even beautifuler. I'm sorry, more beautifuler. And Sandra, is it Sandra or Sandra? I know people are particular about that. But she says, gosh, Matt, this is really special. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a very special place. I was talking to Rich. I don't know if you're still in here, Rich. Oh, by the way, Rich, thank you so much for the gift. I meant to send you a text last night, but I fell asleep on the couch. That was very nice of you. And I had enjoyed our conversation yesterday, as always. I was talking to Rich yesterday out by the Angle, and we were talking about, I was telling him about how over the years, once in a while I'll get someone who doesn't really know about, I'll meet somebody, doesn't know about the battle, not really interested in it, and they're like, so what do you do? And I'll be like, I do a podcast about the Battle of Gettysburg. Oh yeah? What do you do for work? I go, that's what I do for work. That's my living. Oh yeah? Yeah. Well, how long can you make a living talking about a 3-day battle? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea. There's so much you could talk about, and you don't talk about a 3-day battle all the time. The 3-day battle is your launching point. It's where you start. It's where you pull everybody in because they've heard of that. And then you talk about all the other things, all the different layers of history that we have here. There really is, like, this town has been touched by almost every major event in American history in one way or another. And I was talking about Tom McMillan's latest interview on the show, which hasn't come out yet, but it'll be out soon. He did a book called "And Our Flag Was Still There" about Fort McHenry and the Star-Spangled Banner. And many of you might know that the commander, Major Armistead, is the, I believe, uncle of Lewis Armistead, a brigade commander in Pickett's division. So Major Armistead, commander of a United States fort in the United States Army at the Battle of Fort McHenry against the British. So, many people know that. What you might not know is that his wife was with him, and when it became clear to him that battle was imminent, he sent her away to be safe. She was pregnant. And so he sent her away for safety. And where do you think he sent her? To live with their friends, the Stuarts, of course. And where did the Stuarts live? A little crossroads town called Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So he could never have known this, of course, but the thought that he unwittingly eventually came up here to retrieve his wife and probably came up the Baltimore Pike. I don't know, I'm just guessing. And had no idea that his nephew would one day fight against the country he just defended. Right? He will fight against the country that he just defended. He just risked his life for. And he got sick, too, after the battle, probably from being up and stressing and all that stuff. But his nephew will die in the fields outside of this town in 50 or so years, or 40 or something years. 50, what? I can't do math. I just think that's one of those cool little twists of history there. And there's so many of them, not just related to Gettysburg, but, I just think it's fascinating. And this is a great town and a great subject to use to, propel yourself into various directions, into various eras of history. Look at that fog bank in front of us. That's so cool. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to get a screenshot of this so I try to paint it one day. No. There we go. Okay. I can barely get coffee into my mouth at 7 a.m. How can anyone even think of exercising at that time? Yeah. I'm with you on that one. All right, now we're in the fog bank. Ooh. All right, the sun is barely peeking up over the distant ridges. So maybe we can get to the Virginia Memorial and see it as it starts to shine its light down upon us all. Karen says cover half the crate. So it's like a den, like she's got a separate room to go into. Okay. Kevin says, Donald, I used to have to attend years ago. Nothing accomplished. I couldn't be done with a phone call. I understand there is a value to face-to-face encounters as opposed to virtual or phone calls or something like that. Sometimes you need to look at the person you're talking to. Oh, that sun. Oh, it's so nice. I'm almost there. I don't want to speed. So let's hope the sun just takes a little longer. No, he's halfway up. God damn it. Hold on, let me just at least You can't even make it out anyway. But, all right, let's get to Pickett's charge. Yeah, there is a value to in person, but a lot of I've noticed in the corporate jobs, a lot of the meetings are a complete, absolute waste of time, where there's no substance to them. I wonder if it's like more of a control thing, just to see, or just to, I don't know, just to get you to do something out of the ordinary. Because it doesn't, I don't know. I noticed when I worked for more like mom and pop type places, meetings made more sense because there was substance to them. And it was, obviously a smaller team. All right, here we go. Oh, there it is. There it is. The sun. We'll sit and look at her for a bit, huh? Yeah, I gotta agree. The fog with the morning sun is really amazing this morning. Yeah, it is. A lot of nice colors. Happy little clouds. Happy little trees. I'm just taking a bunch of screenshots, sorry. I always see these pretty pictures and I want to paint them. I never do, but once in a while. Yes, man, meetings are mostly to see who's at work and awake. Yeah. Not cool. It's funny how quickly, like when you're watching the sunrise or the sunset, you realize how fast the earth is moving. Because look how quickly it's getting up there. When I was back at the North Carolina Monument, which is when I paused to show you, it was a third of the way visible. And that's like, I don't even know how long that takes, less than a minute to get from there to here by car. And then now look at this. We can see the whole orb, and it is moving very rapidly. Beautiful. All right, let's move on. Shall we? Well, we'll give it a minute. Andy, where are you? I'm guessing you're to the west of us? Near State College, okay. So you got like 15 minutes before it's visible, probably? Well, what was that? 2 days that we've gone down West Confederate Avenue, and they were paving both days. And look at this, the whole thing is done. And some of you wouldn't come back. Oh, please. Actually, wait, that's a good picture too. So there's layers there. Yeah, now I kind of understand why photographers come out this early. She did some really nice shots. I'm gonna hold the phone to the side here as I go. Let's see. God damn it. That one spot I lose connection and I couldn't take a screenshot. All right. Okay. Moving right along. Morning, Steve. Yeah, a walk before bed isn't a bad idea. It's just impractical sometimes. But we play with her in the house. Like, she likes to play fetch and stuff, so she runs around, which usually tires her out. Here's one of those intrepid photographers now. There he is. It's a very common shot you'll see of that monument or the Louisiana Monument. All right, I'm gonna put you back on your perch. And we shall continue. You know, there's a lesser known theory as to why the battle happened here. You know, the movies, motion pictures still had a few decades before it came around, but the idea of attempts at motion picture was somewhat known. It would have been known among the intellectual class, and many people believe that they knew that someday they would make full motion pictures, and they said, you know what, this is such a beautiful place. Let's have the battle here so that someday when they make a movie, it'll be absolutely perfect for movie making. Totally made all of that up, in case you didn't figure that out. Adrian, hello. Hi, all. It's very beautiful. Matt, what is your favorite season? My favorite season is summer because it's the opposite of winter. However, in my old age, I am becoming less tolerant of extremes in every aspect of life, whether that's temperature or politics or anything else. And I am appreciating more the transitional seasons, autumn and spring. However, I always look forward to spring. I never look forward to autumn because that means winter is right around the corner. And winter means struggling to cut off myself. Because I hate when it just depresses me. As you can see, off there is big chunk of fog over the wheat field. We're going in the enchanted forest. Again, we might lose you. We might lose you. And he says, if you have a yard, get one of those tennis ball sets with a plastic golf club and a poodle exercise by hitting the ball when Peaches brought it back the next hit. Um, that's a good idea. I've never seen that, but oh, I guess the thought. No, it's over here. Okay, sorry. Where should we go? Let's go to the Valley. Yeah, we'll go down the Valley of Death. I think for me, being now that I'm in the process of being domesticated, um, you know, a routine and a schedule is dog into it, and you know, having been a bachelor for far too long, you know, you get used to your own thing, and you go, well, I don't need to do that today because nobody's going to yell at me. And then when you're in a relationship, I better do it sometimes, which is good and bad. If it's imposed on you, it's bad. If it's self-imposed, it's good. So I'm self-imposing these things on me because it means something to me to have this relationship. So I'm willing to do it. So I think that once I get myself into somewhat of a routine and a structure, it'll be a lot easier to include the dog. Like this is the time I have been up before the sunlight and out before the sunlight. He was with us. He used to do sun, and so he would go out. And then one morning, I met him out there on Oak Hill, actually, for one of his sunset or sunrise videos. And so that was the last time I had gotten up pre-dawn. It was easy for him because he didn't really sleep much or at all. Oh, that's another good shot. Was watching Merchant Marine YouTube video guy was from New Jersey. He'd been around the world but said there's nothing like New Jersey. That's my favorite place. Well, he clearly got hit in the head by you know, something on the ship. He must be on sailboats, and I don't know what it's called, but that arm that comes out from the mast might have swung around and whacked him in the back of the head and made him silly. It is true there's nothing like New Jersey, but it's not like saying there's nothing like Hawaii. It's like there's nothing like New Jersey, the hell that you'll experience living there. People from New Jersey living in New Jersey, it's, you know, do everything you can to show your friend or your relative who's a Jersey victim, hostage, I should say. You know, everything you can to show them that there's a big, bright world out there, and there's lower taxes and lower cost of living and clean air and fewer people and quality of life. That's the thing that they don't know about there. They pervert it and they say, because I can go to a diner at 3 a.m, I have quality of life. I see this as someone who has gotten out. And it was a struggle to get out because the people around me, it's like, imagine you're in a pit with like 30 or 40 people. And you find a way out, and you claw, and you climb, and you scratch, and you get up there, and you're at the rim of this pit. And they're pulling at your pant legs, they're pulling at your shoelaces. They're saying, no, don't go. Why would you want to go there? We have everything here. And they repeat this mantra over, we have everything here, we have everything here, we have everything. And you're like, you're brainwashed. You're convincing yourself, but I'm not convinced. I've seen the world. I know there's more out there. I know there are people that smile at you and wave for no reason, simply because they pass you. They say hello. That's where I want to be. And I'm going there. And they go, you're crazy. What could you possibly want to do in Virginia? And I go, for the 80th time, Gettysburg is in Pennsylvania, not Virginia. They don't have maps in New Jersey. And they don't teach geography in New Jersey. So please, please, when you meet someone from New Jersey and they cut you off on the road, or they're rude to you, or, you know, push your child out of the way when you're standing in line at the restaurant, have pity on them. Understand that that behavior comes from a place of hurt and fear and hostageness syndrome, being a hostage. And ask yourself, how would I react if I was in that situation? Okay, let's see. My trick, Andy says, is to be up no later than 7:30 regardless of bedtime. Yeah, no, so I set my alarm for 6:30, and then I have a second one at 7. So, you know, getting up at 5:30 isn't tremendously different, except for it's freaking dark. But like, I guess what it is I just don't like having my sleep interrupted. That's really what it is. An alarm is one thing. I set it. It goes off at the same time every day. But a dog whining and barking incessantly until you do something, you know, not fun. Not fun. Not funny. Can confirm to get to a concert in Camden had to make an illegal U-turn in Philadelphia. It is illegal to get to New Jersey. See what I mean? Enough to risk your life by going to Camden, New Jersey. You could never. Jesus Christ could come down and do a concert with Eric Clapton in Camden, New Jersey. I would never go. I'd be like, sorry, Jesus. I'll wait until you come to Harrisburg or something. No, one night only. Well, then I guess I don't get to see Jesus play guitar with Eric Clapton. Adrian says, I hope that you're wearing your cap, Matt, with that low sun. I always get blinded blinded by it when I'm not wearing my baseball cap while driving. Well, I have sunglasses on. I don't have my baseball cap with me. Where the hell is it? I had it. Oh, I left it at the house. Kevin says maps and geography in Jersey is covered by what exit you lived here. Yeah, that's true. And there is, yeah, right. And there's no knowledge of the outside world. Actually, there's disdain for the outside world. That's what's so weird. Again, Stockholm Syndrome. It's a mental illness, loving New Jersey. And I will, yeah. Motorhead, Megadeth, and Volbeat with, look, I don't even know what you're writing there. It was worth it. Okay, well, I mean, you could die just from being in those audiences, so I understand that it's not that much of a difference going to Camden. All right, so let's see. We've got some fog off there in the little swale where Willard lost his head and what's-his-face, Barksdale, was mortally wounded. Those are all the ghosts out there, ladies and gentlemen. That's nice. Rich Snyder says, Money and Cigarettes, Rock and Roll Heart. That's the song that was off that album. I don't know if you heard the other day, I was talking, my band in high school was called Money and Cigarettes after his album. And that was Rock and Roll Heart. Am I right? I don't remember the other songs off that album. Wonderful Tonight on that album? No, that wasn't on that one. Oh no, Jesus is a guitar player, Adrian. He's a guitar player for sure. Jimi Hendrix taught him. All right, let's go check out Culp's Hill. And then I got to get some coffee and break fast. Because I want to actually get... look, I'm up this early. I want to jump on the day. I want to go into the studio and edit some shows and post them for Monday. I have some commercials to record. And then don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon at 5:30, as always, AG Today. Ronnie's back. We have big news. Big news, okay? Special announcement, big news, whatever you want to call it. But we have it. And we're going to share it with you today. And so it's very important that you're there to witness it and listen to it with us all, because it's big. It's earth-shattering. And I'll tell you that it is great news, but it is also sad news. It is what we call bitter-sweet news. And so you definitely want to tune in tonight. We'll get to that at around 6 o'clock if we start on time. If we start on time, people don't get these little nuances here. If we start on time, which is at 5:30, then by 6 o'clock when we get to the second segment, we will get to the big news. So stick around. Make sure that you tune in at least by 6, if not by 5:30. BKW says, he says, I need to find out if Willard is in my family tree. He is. Adrian says, second segment time for big news? Yes. Yes. Well, I was toying with the idea of, you know what? You're right, Adrian. You're right. It's not going to be the second segment. It's going to be the news segment. Why would it not be during the news segment? Because that's when we take care of all the news, including show news. So that's right. So now you got to sit through the whole show. You got to sit through the whole show. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for reminding me of how to do this. Phone lines will be open, and I want you to call in with your reaction to the news. It'll probably give your heart a start, a little jump, if you will. Might bring a tear to some people's eyes. But it's big news. Now I've got a rock and roll heart in my head to blurt out the first line, but I want to spare you all. We're driving through the visitor complex in case you don't know where the hell we are. And from what I was told, this concrete pavement is park property, and the blacktop is foundation property. The Gettysburg Foundation runs the visitor center. Yes, sir. And, that's why if there was a government shutdown, or if there will be a government shutdown, the foundation stays open because they're not federal. They're a private foundation. We're going through the bus lot now. This is the home of Getty's Bike Tours, and this is it used to be where our studio was. I'll show you. So these 3 sheds here are the Getty's Bike sheds, and this shed is where the studio was. Many a famous in our world people walked in and out of that door. Yes, sir. And Rich, don't know. Now I gotta sing it. I get off on 57 Chevy. All right, there. I did it with my Cher impersonation at the end, and now it's out of my head. The big news, could be Matt found a lead announcer for the show. Yes, there is. I finally found a good host for addressing Gettysburg. No, the big news is I'm endorsing a brand new podcast that just came out. Full disclosure, it's great. And, full disclosure, I want to promote it. No, that's not it. You'll just have to tune into the show to find out what the news is. I don't think you'd be able to guess the great yet sad news. Maybe you will. And if you do, I'm not going to tell you until tonight. Adrian, there must be some way that you could call us, through the internet, without it costing you anything. Like a Google Voice number or something like that. If you got one of those, or you could do it through the internet. You can call us. I know we had a guy maybe a month or 2 ago call in. I think his name was Grant. He called in from Australia. And he had a nice little jab at me at the end there. Yeah, I'm sure you could find a way to call in for free. The studio has gone up in the world. It's literally now on the 2nd floor of an actual building, not a structure. And we've got everything we need inside. That's electricity, climate control, security. There's an alarm. There's cameras everywhere. There's 2 people that have the key to the door, me and Eric Dorr. Excuse me, and Eric Dorr, the owner of the building, and the owner of the Gettysburg Museum of History, which you really, really, really need to go and visit when you come to Gettysburg, for the simple fact that it's awesome. There's so many unbelievable artifacts there. And I mean, we're not just talking Civil War, although there's a lot of Gettysburg stuff and Civil War stuff, but there's some George Washington stuff, there's some Lincoln stuff, there's some, I think he's got some Napoleon stuff. Then there's World War II, a lot of World War II stuff, Japanese, German, American. If you liked Band of Brothers, he's got a lot of Dick Winters stuff. He's got a JFK room. It's really a remarkable museum, and I'm not just saying that. I've always loved this museum. I've always talked about it long before he offered us the space here at our current studio, because it's fantastic. Like it just really is a cool, and it's done in a different way than what you're used to. You know, museums now, they're huge, they're beautiful, and they have like one artifact for every 20 feet that you walk in this museum. And it's more, they tend to be more interested in selling you a narrative as opposed to putting you in touch with history. And that's just the way it's done now. But there was a time where you would go into a museum and it would be more like Eric's. It's more of a collection on display. And there's information about the artifacts, but there's no narrative. You go in and you get out of it what you get out of it. So everybody comes out with a different experience. And I just think it's such a cool place. I think more museums should be like this again, because this was the way they were along, like a roadside type of a museum. And it's a shame that you can still see some of them. Like if you go off the interstates, you can still find some that are still in existence, and they're pretty cool. Yes, Andy, he has a shrunken head. He does. He's got a lot of really interesting things. He brought the shrunken head in on the show one time. I don't know if you've seen that show, but he brought it in last year. And it's pretty neat. I have to go in there. I got so much to do. I'm falling behind on everything. Adrian says, I'll look at a map, but rarely get anything for free these days. The Aussie guy probably sent his message via kangaroo. Now, is that an Australian joke, or is there an app called Kangaroo? I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. If you get a Google Voice phone number, you can attach it to your phone, or you can even call, you can make a call through your computer. So if you have a laptop with a microphone, you can make a call through a computer. As far as I know, it's free. I don't know. I haven't had to call internationally, so I would, try Skype maybe. There are ways to do it. Although I'll tell you this, if you probably would want to try it on the voicemail, because if you're calling through internet, there's going to be probably an extra delay. There's already a delay because the phone lines that we get it's a website that you go to, and it's like an interface. So I dial into the phone number, I dial my password and show ID, and then the phone line becomes active. So when you call in, you're calling into that website, and then I use the interface, and it talks to the phone and all this stuff. So there's a couple second delay, which you notice when you hear, and I got to keep reminding other people that there is that delay, so not to jump on the caller, give them a second. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, give it a try. It'd be nice to hear some foreign accents every once in a while. He has George. Yes, he has a lock of George and Martha's Washington's hair in a display case. Oh yeah, you were just there yesterday, Rich, right? So you have a fresher memory of what's in there. Paul says most of Dick Winter's stuff was swindled from the Major back in the day by Jake Powers, and sold to a guy in Tennessee and sold again. Is that true, Paul? I didn't know that. And he says, I'm keeping an eye for bullets and 3-inch shell fragments from Gettysburg on his website. There you go. I know he's got bullets, and I think I've seen some shell fragments for sale in the store itself, or in the museum itself. But yeah, he also sells stuff on his website, GettysburgMuseumofHistory.com. We just passed it. I should have pointed it out to you. Sup, Escobar. Sup with you. Well, the town is a hustling and a bustling. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, that is, in case you didn't know. And I gotta head out to Giant and get some Claritin, and then I'm gonna grab some breakfast while I'm out there. Oh, that guy. So wait, is that who Andy was referring to, Paul, in the interview that I did with him too? I don't. Well, maybe you're not a patron. Did you not? You probably didn't. Um. Okay, I think I know. I didn't realize that was him. So yes, sadly, Jake was a part. So Jake Powers was a part of Easy Company 506. I knew him. Recently charged with. Wait, is he alive or dead? Recently charged with fraud while he was running the Band of Brothers tour. Wow. That's right, Joey. Claret and clear. Every time it hits me, I've got a rock and roll. I've got a rock and roll heart. Oh, now I'm gonna have to just listen to that song. Good morning, Carbine Phantom. How are you? That seems like a new name. I don't think I've seen your name in here before. If I'm right, welcome. Good to have you aboard. Marie says, Andy, I'm in the BJC for the first time ever. The Billy Joel Club? Andy used to work in the Billy Joel Club? Did you ever meet him? That's awesome. Oh, Bryce Jordan Center at Penn State. All right, I was close. Actually, I wasn't close at all. I was way off. Way off. I don't even I don't even know why I was so off. I should have figured that. Yeah, I figured with the word center that it probably was concert space, like the Hoopla Center. Billy Joel played there with Elton John. Well, there you go. See, I was close. Thank you for saving me, Andy. Thank you. Oh my God, my back. Oh, I swear. You're 45 years old, but you feel like the way 75-year-olds complain about their ailments. It's telling me I'm not long for this world, folks. All right. I have to get breakfast, and I have to get Claritin. And so I'm going to do that now. It was great talking with you. I hope you enjoyed the misty sunrise this morning. And don't forget, folks, it not being such a pain in the ass for me to wake up and get out and do all these in the morning is brought to you by Super Likes and becoming a patron over at patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg. You know, the first lieutenant tier is rapidly growing because people realize the value of behind the scenes live streams of the shows. They really do. They really do. And you know how they know that? Because that's what they tell me. Or you know how I know that? That's what they tell me. And so there you go. So you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you over at patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg. Wink, wink, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And you have yourselves a fantastic day. Oh, also, see you tonight on AG Today with the big, big, bittersweet news during the news segment. Have a good one.